Hey guys, my name is Veronica and I'll be your leader this week. So, this week we are discussing different factors that led to Henrietta's cells being taken without permission slash consent. So, I think a lot of the factors are going to be one, the fact that she was a woman. Women did not really have rights back then, they couldn't vote, they couldn't do anything. So, she was a woman, she was a black woman. She was a poor woman. So if you factor all that, she never really had a voice. So all of that really kind of led to her cells being taken without anyone's knowledge. Also, informed consent. They didn't really have that back then. It wasn't required until later on, after um, the 1917 shutdown of the syphilis study, which Congress did finally pass after 1972 a law that required informed consent. How does the code of ethics play into all the situation with Henrietta Lacks? The code of ethics, provision number 1, it respects an autonomy. Every patient has a right to say what they want or what they don't want done with their body. Advocacy and protection of patient rights for number 3. The patient has a right to refuse, and that's going to be in any situation. If the patient says no, especially as we going into the world, we see a lot of chemotherapy. We see a lot of different situations where the family wants patients to have a treatment, but the patient's like, no, I'm done. We as nurses have to respect the patient. The patient has the right. So if someone is not agreeing with one thing, we need to get a social worker involved, get a case manager, so that way we can figure out what's going on, but it's the patient's right. Number 8, promote social justice. So those are the 3 that I could think of off the top of my head. Okay, so explain the Tuskegee syphilis study and relate the main social with Henrietta's case. So these were black men. They took about 400, I believe, black men. They told them that they were going to be part of a study, said that it was voluntarily, but what they didn't tell them is they infected them with syphilis to see how it affected white versus blacks. There was a cure. They realized later on that penicillin actually cured in the late stages syphilis, but they denied them treatment. And during the war, when people were getting drafted, the research study people actually went and got them waivers so that way these black people didn't have to go join the military because they would be able to get penicillin. So they, first of all, they didn't get consent when they infected them. They didn't tell them what they were infecting them with. Racism, same thing with Henrietta's case. These were all black people. Violation of rights, they denied them the right to treatment by having them be denied access to be able to join the military in order. They didn't give them autonomy. They didn't give them the right. So the cases are very similar. It is actually quite sad. Broke my heart watching Henrietta's case because I think that if you explain to a family member, to a patient, why we're doing something, a lot of times they're more open and willing to do it, but they didn't even give that to the family. They didn't give that to the patient. So for my critical question, I am so if research has the potential to significantly benefit global health, should individuals such as unclaimed cadavers be allowed to be extracted cells? Why or why not? And when I mean unclaimed cadavers, homeless people, People that there's not any family members and there's no one rushing to claim the body. Um, should hospitals or research centers be allowed to just take the bodies without any type of consent and create any type of medicine, vaccinations, or anything, kind of like Henrietta cells? It is a little bit different because Henrietta did have family. She had someone there to advocate had they given them that right, but they did not. But in individuals where there is an unclaimed cadaver, should people be allowed to do that? Yes or no? Or why? What is your reasoning? Thank you.